Firstly, Richard, looking back at the weekend, you must be pretty satisfied with getting 4 points at the opposition you're up against.
Well, I think you're always a little bit greedy in this game, but I guess 4 points is probably about what we deserved. You could say that Lincoln may have got an equaliser and we may have got a winner in the other game, and the points total would have been the same. But as the manager, you want wins in both matches. But I think it was a good return over two difficult games. And as I said on Monday afterwards, the second game is always difficult, especially for your more creative players. And the weather was so hot and warm. I mean, I think you can see by the game that we flew out of the traps and could have been in front by more than one. And then the middle part of the game was a little bit backwards and forwards, turnover of possession a little bit. But then we got stronger again, and in the last 20 minutes, we've missed 2 or 3 good chances to go and win it again. So, and the Saturday game was I can't really explain to people just how pleased we were to get the 3 points, because I think they showed on Monday that they might not be too far away themselves.
Because they were a bit of a different side to last year, from what I remember at their place, Lincoln.
I think I have read 1 or 2 comments on their website about us being a big team, and Gary said it Saturday. But I think we're anything but that. We might have on a certain day we might have players on the pitch that give us a big look, but we don't play like a big team. And I think that was from my tongue-in-cheek comment about last Easter Monday, when we went there with the biggest team we could, because we knew the way they played to try and get themselves out of trouble. And I fully understood that, but we didn't want to get ourselves into trouble. So I was at length to say that they're a totally different proposition this year. And whilst they're still dangerous at set plays, they play some good stuff, and I'm not surprised that Gary was really pleased with them on Saturday, and felt they were probably a little bit unlucky not to come off the pitch with a draw. But I think we had a second goal in us if we needed it.
Just going back to Luton as well, I mean, how was it for you going back to Luton? Because obviously people forget you also played for them as well as managed them.
Very much go in, focus on the game, get something, get home as quick as possible.
No, definitely. And this week you've had 3 players called up for the England C team. Is that a bit of a double-edged sword from your point of view, or how do you see it?
Well, yes, of course it is. I find it amazing that the director of football for Barnet is the manager, and the manager of Kidderminster is the assistant manager. I really don't know how the conference can allow that to happen, because it sets up all sorts of possibilities, and I'm not happy about that at all. But for the 3 players, it's a just reward for the way they've started the season.
I suppose it's recognition of how the team's doing as a whole as well, isn't it, in some ways?
Well, I think the better a team does, the more their individuals get recognised, that's for sure, yeah.
And looking ahead to this weekend, with Tamworth, I know traditionally they're quite a physical side. Is that still the case from what you've seen of them, or know of them from this year?
Well, I think Tamworth are the sort of team that no one in the league likes to play, because they always have a habit of taking points off you, and so that's the danger at the weekend. And given our start and our current position, we want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, thanks a lot.